Good evening, this is BelGeode and we are back with some more Explain 10.45. Alrighty, so if you caught my last episode, you will realize that I started out here in Rostraver, which is Kilo Foxtrot Whiskey, Quebec. And we are in the Dreamfoil Schweizer 300 CBI. We're here at this airport that I created, as I explained in the first video. And I think I promised you all that I was going to actually fly this thing around. So we're going to go ahead and get to that. We've got this nifty little camo paint job there, and I forgot to turn on the landing lights in my last video. We needed to do that before we take off, so I have that bound to my joystick now. So we'll go ahead and flick that on. We'll take a quick look at the front, make sure it's on. Yep, I can see landing light. Okay, we're looking good. Now cast your attention to the upper left hand corner. You'll see my FPS is so much better. It's still not perfect. It's still like 16 frames per second, but we'll live with it. We'll live with it. You don't even want to know what kind of graphical voodoo I had to perform just to get this thing done. But I am going to turn off the instrument panel light because I think that'll get us another frame per second there. And let's go ahead and see if we can get this sucker up and running. It took me several tries just to get the right amount of frames per second so I could actually fly this thing. I actually recorded video before and it was horrible. There's no way in hell I could have put it up on YouTube. I'd have been embarrassed as hell. Oh, damn, I forgot the lock. Let's go ahead and... There we go. Okay, so no friction on the collective. We are ready to move. And I'm going to show you this little airport that I built here. Now, just to remind you, the tool that I use to build the airport is free. It's called WED. It's a scenery designer that you get off the Explain website. Alright, let's go ahead and go over there. I don't know if you can see it from here. There's a little sign in the front there on that grass that says Welcome to Rostraver. It's a little touch that I had to put in there. We'll go over this warehouse building that looks suspiciously like a United States Postal Service building. Textures are not the greatest, but then I had to turn that down in order to get some more frames per second. Hopefully when I get my new graphics card, I will be able to put this thing to max and just enjoy myself. But for now, sacrifices had to be made. Alright, so let's go over this way here. We got some hangars over here. Now these exist in real life. I added some static AI in there. You can see, what is that, a Trinidad or something like that over there. And we've got one runway here at Rostraver. So on this end we've got runway 8. On the opposite end we've got runway 26. And if you look real close, you'll see the runway lights are embedded in the runway. That is stuff that you can make by default. Same thing with the taxiway lines. You know those little green lights in there? Whenever you come up with taxiways for this thing, you can opt to have the lights embedded in there as well. Alright, so let's take a little bird's eye view of this helo here, and that way I can practice my hovering skills. Alright, baby. Right here looks about good. Let's see if we can stabilize. We're losing a little bit of altitude here, so I gotta give her some more collective. Frames are looking good, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I can live with 15 frames per second. It's not ideal, but at least it doesn't look like a freaking slideshow, which is what was happening before. Alright, let's come down and you can get a better look at those lights there. The texture that I've got on the runway is also an add-on. That's a free add-on. I forget the name of it, but as always, the link will be below. You can see the VASI lights to the right there, at least 2 of the 4 VASI lights. They are on that side of the runway. The control tower up ahead, I'm going to be honest with you, Rostraver doesn't have a control tower, but I needed a building that kind of looked like an official type building, so I put that sucker there. And in real life, that control tower is actually a restaurant. It's called the Eagles Landing. So if you're ever in southwestern PA and you decide to stop in Rostraver, make sure you have brunch at the Eagles Landing. You will not regret it. Good food, good food. Alright, so you can see all our static AI aircraft all over the place. I could have moving AI aircraft, but I'm going to be honest with you folks, X-Plane's AI system kind of sucks. I'm not a huge fan of it. So I would rather be the only thing flying and just have static aircraft, you know, just for pretties there. Alright, we also have the gas pumps over there. And that is actually where those gas pumps are. As I had stated in my first video, the United States Postal Service buildings there, those are really supposed to be just industrial type buildings, but since I couldn't find the right thing, it's kind of a stopgap measure. Hopefully there are other downloads that I can get that offer better buildings that I could substitute that with. So we got a little FedEx guy over there with the gas truck. And we got another cargo building over here along with the hangars. There is a neighborhood out there past Route 51, which you see off in the distance straight ahead where this road leads to. However, because I have the scenery turned down, you're not really going to see it. But yeah, normally there's houses on the other side of that road there. Alright, let's move over this way here. It is so ridiculously easy once you figure out what you're doing to actually create things on the airport. And you can see it puts the textures in there for you. The street lights, you just pop them down. And one thing I will say about the street lights that I really enjoy, they will illuminate the ground around it. So wherever you put them, if you're hanging out here come evening time, nighttime, it will illuminate everything. I'm going to show you the hangars over here because that is as close as I could get it to real life. These hangars do look like this. The only difference is a lot of the roofs are different colors, which honestly was not all that aesthetic pleasing to me. So I decided to change it to red, and I think it looks a lot better. Now I did change up some of the hangars. You'll notice that there's a set on the other side that has different color roofs. Those actually have open doors as opposed to the closed door hangars that are on this side here. And we needed helipads. Rostraver does not have helipads, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've done touch and goes there. But we needed helipads since I'm primarily going to use X-Plane to fly helos. So I added two. You can see one over there by that gas pump. And you can see the other one over there by the control tower and the little parking area. But there we have a better view of the hangars and of course the little street lights around. I have taxied through here with the default Cessna at night just to kind of see what it looks like, and oh man, let me tell you, it's pretty freaking amazing. If you've got your HDR on and your what do they call it, atmospheric scattering, yeah, you can really see this place light up at night. Plus you've got the green taxiway lights embedded in the ground as well too. Wherever there's a yellow line, there's taxiway lights. Trees I'm not too fond of, and I will be honest with you folks. I do not like the way X-Plane does trees, and I'm hoping that there is an add-on I can get for that, but if not, you know, I suppose I'll have to live with it, but I'm not a huge fan of it. Alright, let's head over this way. Take another look at all the stuff that we've got over here. So yeah, it's a pretty decent layout, and once you've created an airport, or pretty much any scenery or aircraft for that matter, you can upload it to one of the many X-Plane user download sites. So if I wanted to, once I'm finished with this, which I'm far from done, I can actually upload it so that way you all can download it and check out my handiwork. I might do that, we'll see. Alright, so let's see. There is actually a road on the other side. Whoa, okay, a little bit of vortex ring state there. Now this is a perfect example of how realistic this helicopter is. I actually started to get into a little bit of VRS back there and I was able to push through it. Yeah, they are not kidding when they say this thing is close to real life. Alright, so let's go ahead down the runway. And I think what I will do is we'll go for a little joyride around the countryside. Maybe we'll check out the river. And there is a car on that road to the right. This road does wrap around the airport in real life as well, too. Yeah, see, there's a car there. Let's see if we can get a closer look at him. Hey there, buddy. Hope you know this road ends. He doesn't care, but that's okay. Neither do I. Alright, so let me change my view back to the front view. Alright, and like I said, we'll just go for a little joyride here. Hey, look, there's a bus over there. That's kind of cool. It's not that often you see buses. Now, I do like the power lines. I don't know if you can smack into them the way that you can in DCS World. I think just about everything is not collidable in this game, but I'm not ready to test that theory with this brand new helicopter. So instead, we're going to fly around the countryside and check out the roads. Now, one thing I have heard with the next version of X-Plane that's coming, X-Plane 10.5, it is supposed to add a lot of neat features. One of the things that I heard from Flight SimCon is the roads and the autogen are supposed to be more closely matched to what exists in real life. They'll have that capability to do it. Needless to say, I can't wait for that because I know some of these roads are pretty accurate and some of them are just like, what the hell were they thinking when they came up with this? Like this little country road back here, yeah, that does exist, but I'm not so sure about some of those roads off to the left there. And that road that goes around the airport, as I stated, that does exist. Alright, I need a picture for our title shot here. So let me see if I can finagle my way here. Oh, come on. Oh, a little too much pedal there. Let's go back the other way. Okay, I should probably change the camera angle. There we go. That's my shot right there. Okay, I'm taking a picture. Kodak moment. Perfect. That is perfect. Okay, so you will have already seen that by the time you're watching this video, but yeah, that's our title shot right there. And that, my friends, is Rostraver. All told, it took me about, I would say about 8 hours or 3 nights worth of work to come up with what you're seeing right here. The first night obviously took me a little longer because it was trial and error and basically reading the rather lengthy manual to figure out how the hell to do it. But once I figured that out, one thing I will say, the people at X-Plane, whenever they give you a recommended airport that you can use as a starting place, it is in the exact same position that it would be in real life. So you don't have to mess with all of that stuff. Pretty much all I had to do was download the orthographic image from the USGS, the US Geological Survey site. You could probably use something like Google Earth as well, and that'll give you like the exact depiction of the taxiways and where all the buildings are. And I just used that as my blueprint. I literally laid it underneath the runway and a taxiway and then built the rest of it around it. So that made my life a lot easier, and then all I had to do was just find the right buildings to fit into those spots. It's still a work in progress, but like I said, I will continue working on it. Alright, there are supposed to be houses here, but again, because of frame rate issues, I have eliminated a lot of that stuff. I think it was more important that I show you how this thing flies rather than show you all the eye candy right now. Once I get the new graphics card, we'll take care of the rest of that. Oh, look it! There's a train over there! Oh my god! Choo-choo train! Yay! Let's see if we can get a closer look at this guy. That is so cool. I did not realize that they had trains running all over the place. I'm trying to remember if FSX even has trains. I know that they have train tracks, but I don't think I've ever actually seen a train run. DCS, I know, has it. Oh, wow. That is so cool. It's actually a diesel locomotive. That is too cool. Choo-choo! Oh, I love trains. I love trains. I don't think I'd ever play Train Simulator because, honestly, I would much rather fly than drive trains online, but I do love trains ever since I was a little kid. Trains and planes, that's my big thing. And boats. Sometimes boats. Alright, so there goes the train. Look at that. I better watch my vertical speed, make sure I don't get into vortex ring state again. There we go. Okay, look at the river. Now this is straight out of the box. I don't have any add-ons like FS Water Configurator or anything like that to make this river look like this. This is straight out of the box. And I think the only thing that I've done is I've put medium reflectivity on it, which honestly, that looks good. That's pretty much what the rivers look like in the summertime up here. So that's pretty damn cool. And there we got a tractor trailer there, which, yeah, that also seems legit. I'm not so sure about that road, though, but I'm hoping that's the kind of stuff that'll be fixed with 10.5. We'll find out in a few. I did also download a mesh, a free mesh for this area. I got like 4 tiles, as they call it, which pretty much encompass the entire northeast area, starting from about Niagara Falls south to about Virginia, and going west from Philadelphia all the way to the start of Indiana. So what you're seeing here as far as the elevations of the land, That's pretty much accurate, or at least as close to it as I can get. I don't remember if I have the mesh fine-tuned scenery-wise. Okay, you know what? I think there is enough space between the ground and that power line. So yeah, we're gonna do something here. Follow me on this one. Hopefully I won't hit the power line. I'm probably gonna go to an outside view here because, let's face it, I don't really trust myself. But here we go. I think I need to come down a little bit more. Yeah, that should be perfect. Alright, let's do this thing. Woohoo! Alright! And we'll try not to hit the 2D trees here. Yeah, if that is my chief complaint with X-Plane, please point me in the right direction of better trees, because this is, no. Not going to work. Alright, but you know what? I think we've had enough fun flying around for the time being. You get an idea of how the helicopter flies. You got a pretty decent view of my airport, so let's see if we can bring this sucker into land. Alright, let's lose a little bit of airspeed and see if we can get our bearings here. Okay, airport is that away. Alright, so let's see if we can come in on runway heading, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to park on the other helipad, the one over by that fuel tank back there. Since we took off on the first helipad, you know, it would be kind of good to see if I can make it down there. So let's see if we can do that real quick here. I haven't even delved into the use of the GPS or the transponder, but honestly, if you're watching this, there's a good possibility you already know how to use things like a GPS and a transponder, at least virtually speaking. So I'm not even going to worry about it. But look at those keys, man. That is just so cool. The little keys are going all over the place whenever I swing the helicopter around. I tell you folks, it's the little things like this that really make a believer out of me. And from my understanding, Dreamfoil is working on other helicopters, so yeah, Dreamfoil, you just got a customer for life right here. You keep doing stuff like this, yeah, I'll be buying everything you have. Guaranteed. Alright, but first, let me see if I can land this thing without blowing me up here. Alright, so there's Route 51, and it is Sunday as I record this, and yeah, that's pretty much what Route 51 is like on a Sunday. There's hardly anybody on the road. Alright, let's see if we can lose a bit of altitude here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try out Flying Jackal's runway textures, because I think they look a little bit better than these. Now, I actually met Flying Jackal, or FlyJ Sim, at Flight SimCon. We hung out for a little bit there several times, so hi Jack! And yeah, I think I'm going to try your textures instead of these, because these look a little too blue for my tastes. Which, yeah, I'm sure asphalt can look like that in certain lighting, but I would rather have the more blackish looking asphalt, so we may need to replace that. Alright, we'll pull up here, drop the collective a touch. Try and see if I can get a better look at that sign for you there, the little sign that says "Welcome to Rostraver" in between the U.S. Postal Service building and the control tower. Oh, look at that. There's the VASI lights, and yeah, it looks like it's actually shining the way that it should. Of course, if I were in an aircraft and not a helicopter, like an actual airplane, then I'm sure I'd get benefit out of the VASI lights, but I'm not going to get it at that kind of steep descent here. Alright, let's see if I can put myself on the taxiway. This thing handles so well. Granted, remember in the first episode I set it for that rigid cruise thing? So naturally I'm not going all over creation, but yeah, this thing is literally a dream to fly. So Dreamfoil, you done did good, folks. You done did good. Alright, so let's go ahead and proceed down the taxiway. Look at the little taxi lights on the side. That is one thing that I really did not like with FSX, is the fact that unless you've got a serious add-on airport, there are no taxi lights there. Alright, we got some planes over here. I think the little box around it is due to the fact that it's a lower quality of texture that's loaded. If I had the higher quality, it probably wouldn't have the box. Alright, but let's see if we can overfly him here. Oh, hope I don't hit it. Nope, I missed. Okay, I'm good. Alright, we're going to head over this way. So there's the sign that we just passed. And there's the helipad that we just passed, and we are going to the other helipad. And what in the hell? Who the hell put a tree in the middle of my taxiway? I didn't set that up that way. What the hell is this? I'm pretty sure that I set the boundary for that forest way away from the taxiway. Not to mention it's a really crappy looking tree. Look at that. Good grief. Alright, well, in keeping with realism, we're going to try and see if we can go around it here. So we'll go over this street light, and I just realized that there's a piece of that taxiway line that I need to fix. It didn't quite line up properly. Alright, but there we go. We are past the tree. Look at that. Another tree on my runway, or on my taxiway. Seriously? I thought I fixed that stuff. Alright, but here is our landing spot. Whoa, whoa, we don't want to go backwards here. Come on, baby, work with me. Alright, here is our landing spot right next to fuel tank, so let's see if we can bring her in. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit shaky because remember, this is only like my second or third flight of this helicopter, not including the low FPS flights that I did, because those were interesting, let's just say. Alright, let's see if we can center us up. We'll turn around here. Yeah, I want to line up with that center line there. Perfect. That's what I'm looking for, right there. Okay, so we'll drop the collective down, and we have landed, folks. The helo has landed. Let me see my parking job here. It's not too shabby. I might do an evening flight sometime soon just to show you what it looks like in the evening, of course, with all the lights on and the street lights and all of that. It is really cool, I gotta tell you. But now that we are down, there's just one more thing I need to do, and that is the checklists. So, first things first, let's go ahead and add some friction to the collective. That way it doesn't fly off. Not that I think it will, but you never know. No, I don't want field of view. I want quick view. We're going to go to cyclic frictions down here, and we're going to add some friction to the cyclic. Whoops. Let's do that again here. There we go. Now the knob is moving. Perfect. We'll do the same thing over here. So now none of the controls can move. This thing is effectively halted. And the only thing we need to do now is go through our checklist and turn this bad boy off. So to do that, step 1, we need to open up ye old glove box. Step 2, we need to take out the checklist. Come on, checklist. Now you don't want to come out. See how you are? I see how you are. Alright, what do we have? Starting engine? No, we don't want that side. We want the other side. Whoa, 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 whoa. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Before landing, after landing, engine shutdown. I'm turning on these lights here so that way I can see what the hell I'm doing. Okay. Well, first things first. I didn't realize that I needed to go through the before landing checklist, so let's see. Fuel boost on. Yeah. Oh, crap. We forgot to turn that off. Were we supposed to turn that off? Huh. Engine RPMs at 2700. Yes, that is correct. Fuel quantity. Yeah, we still got about half a tank of gas, so we're good. Engine gauge is in the green arc. Yes, they are. Okay, so we've babied this helicopter, and that's a good thing. Landing light is still on. Of course it is, because I turned it on before we took off. Okay, so let's do our after landing checklist here. Collective, we got friction on it, so we're good to go there. Next thing is throttle friction as desired. You can put friction on a throttle? I did not know that, huh? Alright, I have no idea what the next line is saying here. Yeah, that's beyond me. Alright, well, next thing is radio, so we'll go ahead and turn that off. Transponder, we'll turn you off. Looks like we need to turn off the fuel boost and the landing light. So fuel boost is off. To get to the landing light, I'm going to show you what we're going to do here. Ta-da! Look at that. There's our landing light switch. So we'll turn that off. And we'll go back to the regular view here. And of course now I got to zoom back in. Okay, there we go. So that's the end of that checklist. And now the engine shutdown checklist. That's going to get interesting. First things first, we got to bring this thing down to 2,000 RPM until the cylinder head temperature is below 300 Fahrenheit or 5 minutes, whichever happens first. Well, let's see. We're going to want to get rid of the governor, but I really need to be careful with that because if we get rid of it too soon, it'll bust something in there. So Let's go ahead and pull this back to about halfway throttle, and I think that's where I had engaged the governor, so cross your fingers, folks. Here we go. We're going to disengage the governor and see what happens. Did it blow up? No, it didn't. Okay, the needles are still on top of each other, and it's still going down. Nice. Woo! Alright, so yeah, we need to bring this down to about 2,000 RPM. So I'm going to slowly bring the throttle back. You can see it moving there on the collective. Wait till we get to 2,000. I love the little vibration on a pedestal too. That is really cool. Okay, I think this is where we need to be. Let's check the cylinder head temperature. It is currently below 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Very nice. Very nice. Alright, so we've accomplished our objective there, and we didn't have to wait 5 minutes for it. This is good. Alright, what else do we need to do here? Okay, so we need to close the throttle fully and then release the clutch is what it's saying. Alright, so right now we are there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the throttle all the way down to where we started, which should put me around 1500 RPM, because remember in the beginning it said don't engage the engine any higher than that with the rotors disengaged. So now that we've got it down to just about 1500, yep, that's 1500, and we'll go ahead and open this up. Wait for it to stop moving down. There we go. Alright, and we'll pull this all the way down. Red light is on, rotor is now disengaged. Very nice. So the rotor will spin its way down on its own. I don't think this thing has a rotor brake, or at least I haven't been able to find one. So we're just going to let the rotor spin itself down. Once it's done, we can put the tie downs on it and everything. Alright, next thing we need to do, mixture cutoff. Okay, well that's easy enough to do. I'll just use my little slider right here. Alright, so we'll go ahead and pull that out, and I imagine that will shut off the engine for us. So let's take a quick look at the RPM gauges while we pull this out. There's a cutoff. Okay, that's interesting. The manifold pressure goes up when the engine goes off. That is really cool. Alright, magneto's off. I'm going to take the key with me. We'll put it in my back pocket here. Alternator and fuel. So we'll go ahead and get the fuel cut off there. Alternator will need to come off, but we'll get some of these lights off first. I don't think, well, we'll leave that on for now. Alternator off. We'll go ahead and turn this off. And then the final thing we will need to do is to turn off the battery. So there we go. Except for the rotors spinning down, this helicopter is effectively off. So you, my friend, little checklist there. Put you back where you go. And we'll close this back up. There we go. Come on, get in there. All right, good deal. So we are spinning down. Very good. We'll go ahead and put the headphones back up. Look at that. That is so awesome. That is the coolest thing. And the only other thing we have left to do is to open the doors. Oh, that reminds me. There's something I've been meaning to show you about these doors that I should have showed you before. Let's go to customize, and there is a little thing right here that I glossed over the last time. You can take the doors off. Look at that. There goes the left door. There goes the right door. Isn't that cool? So we could actually fly without the doors, which I'll probably only do if we're flying in like Hawaii or St. Martin or Jamaica or something like that. So we'll go ahead and put the doors on because I kind of want to lock this up. I don't want anyone to steal my helicopter from the airport. You know, it can happen if you're in the wrong neighborhood. Alright, so that is everything. We've done our checklist. We've gone for a flight. And I'm telling you, I love this helicopter. So I'm going to lock up shop here, and we're going to call this video done. The next time you see me, I'll probably do like an evening flight or something along those lines, or maybe an inclement weather flight. And that way I'll show you how this thing handles in a little bit of a challenge. But for now, that will do it for me. So thank you as always for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, feel free to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. That way you'll get notifications as to when I put these guys online, as well as all the other various videos and games that I do. I will be doing some more stuff like Star Wars: The Old Republic and Fallout 4, in addition to now X-Plane, FSX, DCS. The list goes on and on. But I'm having a lot of fun doing this, so thank you. Really couldn't do it without you guys, so I really appreciate your comments and your likes, so thank you so much for that. All right, but that is it for me. This is BelGeode signing off. I have been playing X-Plane 10, and I have been flying the Schweizer S300 CBI by Dreamfoil. I'll talk at you later, folks. Ciao.